On November 6th, voters will be asked to vote for or against a series of propositions for the City of Austin. Propositions 12 through 18 would authorize the city to issue bonds to pay for a variety of projects, ranging from transportation improvements and library renovations to public safety facilities. If the propositions are approved, the city would borrow nearly $385 million over the course of several years to pay for the projects. The debt would be repaid by property taxes. No increase in this year's property tax rate is anticipated as a result of passage of these propositions. For the past year, the city has gathered public input on community funding priorities. The Austin City Council used this input as well as input from a Citizens Bond Task Force, city staff, and the city manager when approving the 7 bond propositions to put before the voters on the November 2012 ballot. Let's take a moment to look at each one of these propositions. Prop 12 would allow the city to fund the design and construction of mobility projects such as streets, sidewalks, bridges, urban trails, and bikeways, and the facilities needed for construction and maintenance of those improvements. This proposition would also provide funding for intersection and corridor projects. Examples may include projects on the I-35, Mopac, North Lamar, and Burnett Road corridors. Prop 13 would provide funding to purchase land or conservation easements in the Barton Springs watershed contributing and recharge zones. These purchases would be for water quality protection and preservation of open space. Prop 14 would provide funding for public parks, trails, recreation centers, cemeteries, and other park facilities. Projects may include general improvements at existing parks, such as the Gus Garcia Neighborhood Park, Shoal Creek Greenbelt, and downtown squares. This proposition would also provide funding for renovations or expansions of park facilities like the Doherty Arts Center, Barton Springs Bathhouse, and the Dub Springs Recreation Center. Prop 15 would allow the city to continue to fund the development of affordable housing for both renters and homeowners, and provide funding for transitional and permanent supportive housing for the homeless. This proposition would also preserve existing affordable housing through home repair and accessibility modifications for the disabled. Prop 16 addresses public safety with funding for designing, constructing, improving, and equipping police, fire, and emergency medical services facilities. Examples may include a new Northwest Police substation, a Park Patrol Police facility, women's locker room additions to fire stations, and an Onion Creek Area Fire and EMS station. Prop 17 would allow funding for health and human services facilities. Projects may include renovation or expansion of the Women and Children's Shelter, the Neighborhood Health Center portion of a new Montopolis community building, and infrastructure improvements at other health and human services facilities. Prop 18 would allow the city to provide funding for library, museum, and cultural arts facilities. These may include interior and exterior renovations at some of the city's existing branch libraries and the Austin History Center. Funding could also help expand city-owned buildings that are leased and operated by the Austin Film Society to provide additional space for film and television production. For more information on the City of Austin's ballot items, please visit www.austintexas.gov/vote. For information specific to the 2012 bond propositions, go to www.austintexas.gov/2012bond. Brochures outlining all of these bond items are available in city facilities throughout the community and at the 2012 bond website.